Hello friends, welcome back to our new video. Today we will going to start our new book and the new concept of the motivation. The book's name is the personal confidence and the motivation. Motivation should what type of motivation includes in book we will going to see and learn about them. How can we stay motivated for this? First, introduction. Personal confidence and the motivation in the business world. The how the personal confidence and the motivation works in business world. This will teach or the learn about it. One of the most commonly detected and the research field in the business world is the motivation. Why do you, why do people do what they do, and how can we motivate others to do what we need them to do in the business place? If we understand how and why people are motivated, we encourage them to their best and do their best at work. The more they the more that people are motivated to be successful and achieve the goals set for them, the more their confidence is their own abilities will grow as well, which can in uh, which can in turn make them even more motivated. But you can also work on your own confidence and and motivation in the workplace in order to achieve your goals and the interaction. When people confidence motivate at work, there are many positive factors. The result in the workplace, job satisfaction improves, efforts increase, working environment improve, result are the focus, drive drive is the created, everyone's full potential can be tapped. Everyone is the certain of the role they are they are to fulfill. Personal confidence. We all know people who are confident, they seem face like obstacles with the level of calm that is the invariable that they get into action to respond the problem before giving themselves time to dwell or worry too much. Confidence confidence people are more successful at work because they have a belief in their own abilities to the point that they feel comfortable hard work handwriting whenever comes at them. Make the pressure to the board. Number of problem the confident person plans and they execute the pre- presentation without the allowing fear to stop them. When someone is the confident, they focus on their strength while managing their weakness, are not afraid to take the risk, enjoy challenging themselves and the setting high goals. Seek out the self motivation opportunities, are not afraid to admit when they make a mistake, are not they are not afraid to acknowledge when they don't know something. When they make good team leader or the mentors, can relate it to the customer or the company members at any level of organization. They are honest about their shortcomings. Personal motivation. All of us have a desire to achieve something in our lives. We want to know that we have achieved something important of value, of quality, of meaning. Being motivated to meet our goals mean that we are able to improve our self confidence, enhance our self discipline, set example for ourselves for what we can achieve, challenge ourselves to stretch beyond our preset limits, reward ourselves for the raising our goals, enjoy the recognition or the peak associated with the reaching our goals. The more the more that we are able to achieve, the more self confident we become. Then the most self more self confident we become, the more we are able to achieve. The reverse can happen if we fail to meet our goals, if we fall short of the activate achieving something, we may experience a dip in our self confidence level, when which in turn may impact our motivation to try again. Understanding this relationship between the motivation and self confidence is the important. If you want to be able to improve either there in yourself, defending defending confidence. People sometimes confuse confidence with arrogance. The arrogant person is usually actually in the insecure person, and their arrogance is the way to hide their insecurities. When arrogant person is the boastful, a confident person has no need to boast. They know that their achievements speak for themselves, where an arrogant person will have through admitting they were wrong. A confident person is the perfectly willing to admit when they are wrong. They know that the admission does not dismiss their value or their abilities. If an arrogant person tends to focus on the looking good or the approaching to the best, confident person focus on being best and doing the best. Defending motivation. A simple definition of the motivation is that it is the discretion of the person's motive to action. You can have a low level of motivation to perform an action. For the example, if you are taking a long time to complete a project, or even to being it, but if you have a drive drive toward a goal, objective, and the target, we talk about you having a positive motivation. Those who are highly motivated to achieve things in their lives are also likely to more fulfill as the accomplish the things that are important to them in their lives. An overview of the ebook. This ebook will be examine the interaction of the self confidence and the motivation, so that you are able to use use one to enhance the other. Well, examine theories about the self confidence and the motivation before looking at always to improve both. Then we will look at the what's involved in making personal changes, and the how to set powerful goals, and that will help you be more successful. Our first chapter is about the introduction. We will start the theories theories regarding to the personal confidence. There are many kind of theories regarding to the personal confidence. We will see about it. We all know someone who have ready to self confidence. Think about one these people that you know in the workplace. What is that their self confidence help them to achieve? Are they more willing to take on responsibilities at the east around their surprises, and they able to admit when they have made a mistake? Now think about someone at the workplace who does not have a lot of self confidence. They might be a shy reverse, not willing to get into conversation where they might have a speak to their superior or the speak in front of the other people. They might appear unhappy in the workplace or the latest le- or the or at least not very excited about what it is they are doing. Can you see how self confidence might be important to the people in being successful at work? Across into the psychological research, there are several theories regarding how a person's self-confidence is the important to their well-being and their ability to function in the world their fullest potential. In this chapter, we will look the difference between the self-confidence, self-esteem, and the efficiency and the theories about why is important in the workplace. Self-confidence can be boiled down to the belief that a person has in their ability to succeed at the task based on whether or not they have been able to perform the task in the past. However, there are actually two aspects of the self confidence. The first is the competence. Whenever or not you have the necessary skill and the ability to complete the task. The second is the self assurement, and whenever or not you believe that you have the ability to complete your task. Think about it for a Think about this for a moment. You might have been trained trained in interview skill, but you might not feel comfortable in the interview. In this case, you would have the competence but the lack of self arrogance. On the other hand, you could believe that you have the ability to do something but not have a skill to actually carry it through. The in this case you are in this case you are a very self assured, but you don't have to complain to the job. True self confidence occurs when both competence and the self assurance are the balance with each other. Self confidence has been shown to be important in the recovery from the injury, overcoming setbacks, and the moving through the negative experience in life. Someone with self confidence has a belief that they will be able to recover, move the past negative the again negative and the again expectation and the positive. In the business world, self confidence function is much the same way. In It enables an employee to recover from the setback and the challenges and continue to move forward. Self-esteem. Self-esteem in the capacity to respect and the think well of yourself. It means that application yourself as a unique individual with your own the set of skill, talent, and the ability. David Burns defines self-esteem as the capacity to experience maximal self-love and the joy whenever or not are the successful and at any point in your life. Psychologist Maximin Eliter has the rich self-esteem. The realize that person's self-esteem will vary from the individual to individual when they are facing setback. People who have high level of esteem will be able to respond to a damaging event by using their past experience and their accompanying abilities, and to will not much damage to their current level of esteem. They will see themselves as the valuable and the talented even if the current evidence seems to identify otherwise. Self-esteem can be defined as the capacity to to experience maximal self-love and the joy whenever or not you are the successful at any point in your life. However, the most people will experience some loss of self-esteem when they face a negative situation, and unfortunately, those who are already have a low self-esteem will also experience the largest reduction in the what life a little self-esteem they have in world what they will see their failure and the future proof that they are incapable of the being successful. This type of negative cycle will be perpetuate itself each time that a person will with low self-esteem face failure circumstances or the roadblocks. Self efficiency. Albert Brudan is the considered and the expert on the concept of the self efficiency. He started that people preserving their own self efficiency as the people's judgment on their capabilities on the organization and the execute the courses of the action required to attend designed type of the performance. It is concurrent not with the skill one has but with the judgment of what what one can do with whenever skill on the process. In other words, self efficiency is an individual evaluation of their own ability to successful in the attending a specific goals. Self-efficiency is the related to the judgment about our own capability and what we believe we are or are not able to with those capabilities. Buddha started a Buddha started a amount of self-efficiency a person has dependent on their ability to apply coping behaviors, increase their level of efforts and how long they will be able to retain their optimism when facing the difficult obstacle and the experience. In addition, he started the more person is the tested by facing their fear and the stepping outside their comfort zone, the more they will enhance their sense of the self efficiency. If a person does not have a base level of self efficiency, they will be unwilling to attempt a new task or the challenge, which could of course hold them back in the workplace. The greater your self efficiency is, the more willing you will be grow your skill by attempting the new challenge, and the less you will be affected if you don't succeed. Source of self efficiency. There are for the main source that allows the people to build their self efficiency. These are the mystery experiences, social models, social pollutions, emotional stages, etc. Let's look the each of one this individual master experience. Mystery experience. This is the most effective way to create the strong sense of the self efficiency for a person as its success is the achieved. The scene of the self efficiency is the reinforced. However a bit of the failure is important as well. If people only experience easy easy success, they will being to feel that success is what they should experience every time they make an attempt at something never. Some substack are the important because they are teach us that we need to make a sustained effort to be successful. Still, upset should not come in. If it can. can be avoided until the had person has had a chance to establish a certain level of self efficiency. Once we once we see ourselves succeed, we are more likely to believe that we can do it again. Social model, these are the example of other who who we see succeed. When we see the someone that we feel is the similar to ourselves achieve, we will feel that we are likely to be able to follow suit. At the same time, seeing people like ourselves fail despite a level of sustained efforts can have a negative impact on our own self-efficiency. These models are the most effective in either case. We they are perceived to have the greatest similarity to ourselves. These models tell us the type and the level of the companies to which we should aspire if we want to be successful in the workplace and in life in general. We will believe we can do something more readily if we see someone like us achieve it first. Social perception, the old pep talk, when we like the pursued someone that they have the competitive and the ability to master an activity. They are the more likely to make a longer sustained efforts and achieving success them in the success then in success then if they have a significant self doubt while social pursuing and they enhance safely infi- inefficiency inefficiency. It can even more easily dismiss in the people tends to easily believe that negative and the may decided to the they undefined to every even attempt a task, even if actually do have a ability to complete in successful. This factor points to importance of the leader in an organization to frequently purchase the people that they are capable and the component. We will be we will believe we can do something more readily if have others tell us that they believe we can do it. However however, it's important not to persuade someone that they are capable of something when they are truly are not. You will be simply reinforced in the negative self doubts that a person had, not to making not to mention shaking their faith in you. A leader, if you are a manager, you will need a strike a balance between challenging your employees in order to stimulate their self confidence and being careful not to set them up in the situation where they are sure to fail. Emotional side, people are judge themselves on their emotional reaction to situation as well. If they are reacted with the stress and the tension, they are they may impact those reactions are the sign that they are weak or the vulnerable. Mood can also affect self-efficiency. A positive mood will be enhanced. It will be enhance it, while the negative mood will dismiss it. Diminish it. A work environment that allows the opportunity for the stress reduction there teaches the stress management and then acknowledge stress as the normal part of life rather than a personal weakness will help foster positive self-efficiency in its employees. How self-affecting function functioning. There are the four major psychological processes that they are, that are the important when discussing the fact that how a person preservative their self efficiency can can have an impact on their ability to function, perform, and achieve. These four processes are the connective process, motivational process, effective effective process, and the selection process. Now we will look at the each of these in details. Containing cognitive process, we begin to analyze our ability to perform the task or the reach goal during the cognitive process of the thought. We will research scene in our mind or the imagination imagine what will happen in the given scenario in attempt to be prepared for the event, control the event that will happen in our lives. We draw a conclusion, make assumption, and predict what we think will occur. We then we then compare the actual result to our prediction and evaluate how we were able to predict what would happen if you have a higher self efficiency. You will also be able to message your analytical thinking process better under stress than someone who doesn't. Motivational process. Since self motivation is the unusually generated through the them, our self efficiency play a role as well. We use the footage as the way to regulate our motivation by the imagining what we believe we can achieve. We then we then use our cognitive skills to set goals for the ourselves and to identify what steps are the necessary to achieve the goals. There are actually there three different subset of the motivational process that come under this theory. Casual attribution. In this the interaction, those with the high self efficiency understand that there are failure their failure are the result of the low effort, while those will low self efficiency will see their failure as the result of the lack of ability. Motivation can be affected in either case, because in the first personal person will believe that they simply need to try harder, while in the second a person may believe that it does not matter how hardly they try. Outcome experience expectations. In this situation, a person believe a person believes that a certain outcome will be result in the correspond to give the behavior we predict what we will get if we give the certain level of the input ascendance efforts, if etc. If we have a higher self efficiency, we know that we simply have to give the right input to get the desired outcome, and will be motivated by that understanding. If we have low self efficiency, we either cannot understand what input we need, or we simply don't think we are capable of giving to. Self influence. By the goal setting, we will talk more about the goal setting in the later chapter, but this is the idea that we are able to influence our motivation by setting our own goals and the challenges. We will satisfied if we achieve our goal, and the satisfied is the if we do not. Again self efficiency play the role because of the it will affect the level of the challenges. The goal that we will set for ourselves, if we see the goal simply a function of the right active combination with combination, we will set it high when we have the high self efficiency, because we will believe we can attain the goal. If we don't have the don't have high self efficiency, we will set low goals for ourselves if we set them at all. Effective process, these elements relates to how we perceive our own company abilities. If we face the different difficult situation and have the low self efficiency is there in their area, we are more likely to experience high level of the stress and the depression. If we have a high level of self efficiency related to our ability to cope, we will be action around the resolving the stimulation or the getting through the difficult scenario, rather than getting a merit down and the stating over stressing over negative outcomes. They are the either out of our control or are very unlikely to unlikely to happen in in other words. Their self efficiency know that they will be capable of the hard working whenever if through at them through without will experience great deals of the fear and the anxiety, and may not be capable of the coming coping with the difficulties. Selection process. Finally, self efficiency efforts affect us by the influencing the decision that we make for ourselves in our life. Our level of the belief in ourselves and our abilities can shape the environments we choose and the educational path we opt for the and the type of the career we purchase as well. If you are in environment that you are unhappy with, one question to ask yourself is the whenever or not you choose the position because don't you did not believe in yourself enough to push yourself for future in your education, or the risk you took at work to prove yourself. The higher level of self efficiency a person has, the less like they are to settle in a career that they don't find satisfying. Therefore, you want to employ with a higher level of self efficiency, because it is more likely that they will have actively chosen their current professional, and their that they will be more interaction in it, and the aesthetic about it. theories Theories regarding the motivation. Our third chapter is the theories regarding the motivation. Since motivation has been a theory through the studies, there are numerous theories about what motivate us. In this chapter we will look at some of the most popular motivational theories to help you build a base of understanding for the improving your own motivation. Hesberg motivation theory. Friedrich Hesberg studies the how workers' work environment would be affect this work by causing the satisfaction or the dissatisfaction. His idea was that if people were satisfied at work, they would be motivated to work. The opposite were opposite would be true if they were dissatisfied at work. He interviewed employee about their feelings at work and then published in the finding in 1959 in books in his book called the motivating to work. His theory is also called the motivation hygiene theory because he considered the factors that satisfy employees to be motivators and those factors that were dissatisfying to be a hygiene factor. Hygiene factor being a present. Present does not avoid job disaffect, dissatisfaction, but if you take them away, you will find they can demotivate and the employee. Example might be the loss of the regularly expert pay rise, some decrease in how you perceive your work environment. Haysberg identified the top six factors leading the dissatisfaction and the top six factors leading to satisfaction in workplace. These are listed in a order from highest important towards importance in the figure 1 below. Haysberg argued that because the list of the factor of the dissatisfaction and the satisfaction are not extra opposite of each other, we cannot assume that simply improving a dissatisfying factor would result in satisfaction. It would simply result in the absence of the dissatisfaction. The same could be said said if you remove the factor of the satisfaction, the result would necessarily to dissatisfaction, but just the absence of the satisfaction. So what does it mean for the action we can take? There is one important decision to notice when it comes to self motivation and the self confidence. The factor that tends to bring us the most satisfaction at work, and so we assume the most motivation and motivation are the ones that we have some controls over and that are most related to our own job performance. If we are forcing if we are focusing on our performance, we will achieve our goals and the receive recognition. If we do something we enjoy, the alone can be provide a satisfaction. We also see that taking one more responsibility, advising and the growth are way to satisfied at work. We can voluntarily for the additional repos responsibility, look for the way to grow our skills and the discover what would be necessary in terms of performance to take advantage of the opportunity for the advancement. We might not be able to control company policy or the other factors that can lead to dissatisfaction, but we can certainly control our own more performances. If you have if you happen to be a manager, this information is also important because it show you how different decision you make may affect your employees. If you focus on the motivation by putting in balance for factors on the left hand side, you might realize that dissatisfaction, but you won't necessarily create a satisfaction and the motivation provide opportunities for the growth, advancement, additional responsibility, achievements, and the recognition. Recognition, and you will have a team lacking satisfaction and the motivation. This is the important to realize that you have a better chance of the achieving motivation when you focus on the individual, not on the traditional controls that we tend to think for as motivationals. Rome's ex- Rome's expensive theory. Another theory of the motivation was the posted by the Victor Rome. It is the different from the previous theories because the it forced not for the needs of a person but on their outcomes. He saw the efforts as the being the result of the motivation which led to perform, and there are resulting outcome of the performance. He said it that in order order of order for a person be motivated to our fourth fourth effort, he or she must see a link between the three factors: effort, performance, and the outcome. He posed three variables that created the link: expectancies, instrumentality, and valence. Expectancy means the expectancy means that you believe that the efforts you put put it can be affect the performance that you deliver. For the example, if you work harder, you will perform better, and if you work less, your perform will suffer. You will suffer. This factor is the affected by having the resource you need to do the job: time, money, hardware, or the software. Having the skill and the knowledge to do the job. Having the support you need to you need to get the job done. Instrumentally refers to the belief that you performs will affect to the outcome. For the example, excellence performance will the result in a more positive outcome than poor performance, but even more it is the belief that you will be rewarded for the hard work. You believe there sometime in for you if you are perform well. This belief can be affected by having the clear understanding of what has to be achieved in order to receive the reward. What the rules are for you to get rewarded for your effort. Trusting the people who will decide it whenever or the not you received a reward for a corresponding level of outcome. Transparency is the process that result in who get what outcome and the corresponding rewards. Valence, valence is the importance that the person places on the rewards or the expected outcome. For the example, if I am motivated to the spend time with my family more than by money, I will not value for an offer of the overtiming. On the other hand, if money is of utmost importance to me at the moment, I will place a much higher value on the overtime. So in the order for a person to believe the motivated by what they believe the outcome will be, all the all of the following must be true. They must believe that their increased effort will be increase their performance. They must believe that their increased performance will increase their rewards. You must value the reward being offered. You will also notice the box in the figure 2 will the equity indicating the people will compare their outcomes with those received by the other and there they may adjust their efforts accordingly. For the example, if I sold 100 wickets, you sold 50 wickets, by but both we both got the same bonus. I will probably reduce my efforts the next time around. In word I will less motivated because I will persist that there was some equity in the reward structure. Under this theory, organization we have the challenge in motivating every individual become a motivation is the best and based on the individual perception of the expectancy in instrumentally balance and the equity the exciting system. However, as the individual we can apply this theory of the motivation to any area of our lives where we need to be motivated. We can create our own rewards for the performance and for achieving our personal goals. Since we would also be a control of the reward system, there would be no chance for the not getting the expect reward. Unexpected, of course, you don't follow through on your promise yourself. Macklin's needs the based model. David Mac David Macklen based his theory of the motivation on the idea that each of us has the three fundamental needs: the needs of the achievements, the needs of the efficacy, the needs of the power, the needs for the power. Macklen said that each of us has the three needs in the difference balance. These needs affect how we can be motivated as how we try to motivate others people. Macklen was the particularly instant in the understanding people who have to have a high need to achieve because they are not as the common as one might think. Here is the brief explanation of each type of need. Each need of the achievement seek the achievements strive to attain the goals. When advancement need the feedback need a sense of the accomplishment and appeal need for the affiliation needs for a interaction with others need for a friendship went need went and the need to be alike and needs for a power authority motivated needs to influence others need to make an impact need to increase the personal prestige or the status. Maclean McLaren the conduct the famous experiment where he asked people to throw the ring throw the ring over a peg. Like in the fireway games, there were no instruction give as to the where the people had has to stand. So people threw the rings from the different distance. Yet he noticed that the people who had tested having a needs higher level of the need to achieve choose their position carefully. They pick up the position there were neither too close neither too far. They choose the distance that was realistic but not too easy. In other words, they seem to be challenging themselves while still making achievement of the goals possibility. When the McLaren realize about those with a higher level of need achievement is that they set goals at the level where they we- feel can influence the outcome at, and the yet where there is the still need to stretch in our stretch in order to achieve the goal. He also found the he also found that these people were more likely to look for the way that situation could be improved. They believe they have a influence and the ability to make the difference. So what if you are not naturally achievement motivated person? If you don't see the achievement of the outcome as a reward in itself, you are not alone. Many people are the motivated by the affiliation on or the power instead. But McLean believed that motivation by achievement could be thought the learn. In fact, you are the learning some of the ways to become a more motivated by the realistic goal setting in this book. Morals law hierarchy of the needs. Finally, no discussion of the theories of the motivation would be completed without the Maslow's hierarchy of the needs. In 1943, Abraham Maslow published the theory on the what motivates people in his paper through a theory of the human motivation. He posted the people have the five level of needs that seek to meet. The more basic the need, the more motivated a person will be fulfill it. So using the hierarchy of the needs, you can bring to assess how strong the motivation factor will be for the group of the people or the individual. Figure 3 shows the Maslow's hierarchy. The bottom four layers of the pyramid Maslow's called D needs. D needs or the deficiency needs. Failure to meet these needs could result in the physical harm. In the case of the physiological level or if the next three layers of the needs are not met, such as the lack of security, friendship or the love and the self-esteem by the body won't necessarily give the physical signs of the deficiency, but the person will upset, disconnected, anxiety or the tense. Level 1 physiological need. The bottom or the most important needs are the physiological needs. These are the just what they sound like with the expectation of clothing and the sexual activities. The things that our bodies need in order to keep the func- functioning. These are the things that we will most motivated pursue. Should we experience a lack of them, there include air, food, water, clothing, shelter and sexual activity. Level 2 safety needs. Once the physical needs have been met, the individual will the focus on making sure that they are safe. There are the things people want in order to create the certain level of predictability and order the order in the world. It doesn't mean physically safety, but can also mean the generally healthy and the well-being. Safety from the financially run injustice or the having to the deal with the states of the unfilament. Other examples related to the professional lives include job security, potential for the un- unilateral authority, financial saving, in- insurance policies, reassure- reasonable accountability for the display, displayed leaves three belonging needs. The third have a human needs for human needs resolved around social interaction and the needs to belong. This need will be purchased one the lower need admit. People will fulfill this need by pursuing the individual relationship and by joining a large organization. These relationships are the emotionally based and the fulfill the needs to be loved by the cared for, accepted by others. If these needs are the not met, individuals become more at the risky for the depression, social awareness of the anxiety, or loneliness. In some cases of the extreme peer purchase, individual may actually sacrifice a lower level of the needs in order to fit in. People may fulfill this level of the need throughout the different relationships such as family, friends, intimate relationship, clubs or the social organization, short terms, office culture, religious group and professional organization. Level 4, the ego status. The ego status needs to related to the belonging needs, but with the major difference wherever the belonging the needs refer to being the part of the group. Ego status need to refer more how the individual believes she is the seen by those groups. We each have a self image in which is at the least part of deployed by the how we believing we appear to others. For example, we believe we are smart, funny kind of considerate or the any number of the different attribute. We also believe that others when others see us that way, our needs at this level of resolve around us, the reinforcing our self-image and by term the image others have the other other of us people will strive to feel need by the such mean as status and the achievements at work, the accumulation of the wealth, the accumulation of the status symbols, the recognition from the others, taking opportunities to lead others, accomplishment with the people who have the esteem of others, personal achievements in the areas such as the education skill and the hobbies, pride in the achievements of their family members. Those with the healthiest strain of the self-esteem are those who esteem is the based on their own accomplishment and internal feelings. The more self-esteem is the based on the external things and the association, the more free that esteem is. Additionally, we perceive the certain status that we have in our groups. This status could be a comfort on the literally we with the little such as the director, mentor, administrator, chair, the therapeutics or the secretary. If it could be an ontology status on the in the scene of the beginning in the persons that other come to where they need help or the advice of the or it could be that you simply have certain level of popularity success on others and achievement that give you a strong sense of the self-esteem and the accomplishment if these needs are not met The individual may suffer from the low self esteem or the inferiority complex. So this is all about it. We will going to next in our next chapter. Till then, thank you so much.